All right, let's dive in. We're about to explore one of the ocean's most intense environments, but not as outsiders looking in. No. For the next few minutes, I want you to imagine you are a false killer whale. Your life is just beginning, and it starts with a fight.
So picture this. You're born, and there's no gentle welcome. The very first lesson is simple. Keep up or get left behind. It's a harsh reality, but in this world, there are absolutely no second chances. And that brings us right to our first chapter, a newborn's trial. It's right here, in these first few minutes of life, that you get a brutal introduction to the open ocean.
Okay, so you're on your very first hunt with the pod, but you get knocked aside by a fleeing mahi-mahi. You're disoriented, tumbling in the water, and you just can't keep up. The pod, they're focused on the hunt, they surge ahead, and just like that, you're alone, sinking into the deep blue.
Well, you're not alone for long. A predator spots you. And for an oceanic white-tip shark, a lone, helpless calf is about the easiest meal you could ask for. It's closing in, its mouth opening wide. This is it. Your life could literally be over before it's even truly begun.
But then, out of nowhere, your mother is back. She drives off the shark and does something incredible. She slides right underneath you, lifting you up on her back, pushing you up, until your head breaks the surface and you can finally breathe. It's that powerful bond, that instinct, that's the only thing that just saved your life.
Phew. Okay, so you survived your first big test. But here's the thing. In a pod, just surviving isn't enough. You have to pull your weight, and that means you've got to learn how to hunt.
Fast forward just 2 weeks. You're a bit stronger now, and that bond with your mother is rock solid. Now the real training begins. It's time to learn how the pod gets its food. So your mother starts herding a school of mackerel right towards you. And get this, in this amazing show of teamwork, a group of bottlenose dolphins actually joins in to help corner the fish. Your mom has set you up perfectly. You lunge forward, snap your jaws shut, and you've done it. Your first kill.
6 months go by. You're not that fragile little newborn anymore. You're getting confident, and because of that, the pod is aiming for bigger things. The target this time, it's not a mackerel. It's a young silky shark.
But this hunt, it's totally different. This shark is fast, it's smart, and it completely outmaneuvers you. You try your best, but it just vanishes into the deep. And this is a super important lesson. Failure. Sometimes learning what you can't do is just as critical as learning what you can. Another 2 years pass. You're a pretty good hunter now, but the ocean is changing, and the pod has figured something out. A new and, let's say, very human-made source of food. You learn to raid fishing nets. It's incredible. You watch the adults just tear right through the mesh, causing total chaos. And in the middle of all of it, you manage to snag a huge tuna, the biggest meal of your life so far. It just goes to show how smart these animals are, turning a human obstacle into a dinner table. But, you know, this world isn't just about finding food. It's about not becoming food yourself. And now you're about to come face to face with the true kings of this ocean. So you're 8 years old, scouting ahead of the pod with an older male. The water's calm, everything seems fine, until it's not. You see a shadow moving under you, a big one. 5 orcas. They just rise up from the depths and surround you. The odds are, well, they're impossible. There's nowhere to run. The only thing left to do is fight. And the fight is instant, it's brutal. You actually manage to tear a chunk out of one orca's fin, but then another one just slams into you with this bone-crushing force. You're sent spinning, totally disoriented, and that circle is getting tighter and tighter. Then you see it. They're tearing your companion apart. And in that moment, you just know the fight is over. If you stay, you die. It's the cruelest lesson of all. Sometimes survival means leaving one of your own behind. You never forget the scars from that day. But years later, it's a different ghost from your past that shows up again, and it brings your life full circle in the most tragic way imaginable.
Okay, so you're 15 now. You're almost fully grown, hunting right alongside your mother. And then you see it. A familiar shape. No way. It's the same silky shark from that failed hunt all those years ago. Only now, it's a lot bigger.
But in this unbelievable twist, the shark completely ignores you. It barrels straight for your mother, the one who saved you when you were just a calf. It latches on, and the water around her explodes in a cloud of red.
You and another adult whale absolutely tear that shark to pieces. You win the fight, but it's too late. Your mother is sinking. You dive down, pressing against her, trying to lift her to the surface, trying to do for her what she did for you. But you can't. She's gone.
A decade goes by, and that loss, it forged you into something else. You're a dominant force now, a leader. When you move, the pod moves.
One day, you run into another pod of false killer whales. Now, these kinds of showdowns are rare, but there's a giant school of tuna on the line. So you lead the charge, plowing right into their formation with pure force until they back down. The prize belongs to your pod.
After a life packed with brutal fights, close calls, and hard-won victories, you'd think the end would come in some kind of epic battle. But it doesn't. It comes from a simple, split-second mistake. You're 45 years old. You're a veteran, a survivor, right at the peak of your power. Life is a steady rhythm of hunt, rest, repeat. But then you spot a flash in the shadows, a lone wahoo, a fast, delicious, tempting meal.
The hunt is on. Pure instinct kicks in. You chase it into shallower water, the seafloor just rushing up to meet you. The wahoo zips around a rock. You try to follow, but you're too big, moving way too fast. You're locked on course. There's no turning back.
There's no time to react. The impact is instant. It's final. Your entire life, this 45-year saga of survival, is over. Not in a fight with an orca, but against a solid piece of rock.
The wahoo swims on. And your pod? They just keep swimming. They never saw you break off from the group. They'll probably never even know what happened to you. Your story, it just stops.
And just like that, a 45-year journey of learning, fighting, and surviving is snuffed out in a single moment. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? After all the battles won and lessons learned, was survival ever really about skill? Or was it just about being lucky, day after day, until one day your luck runs out?